The most important war in the world today is not being fought with weapons, it's being fought with technology. And at the very center of this conflict are three things: artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and control over the future economy. This isn't a story about a single battle. It's about a long, structural rivalry that will define the 21st century. So, let's break down exactly what's happening between the United States and China, and who really controls the future. In the 20th century, power came from oil and factories. Nations with industrial might and energy resources dominated the globe. But today, the rules have changed. In the 21st century, power comes from data, chips, and algorithms. Artificial intelligence determines a country's productivity. Semiconductors, or chips, determine its speed and capability. And whoever controls both of these controls the future economy. This fundamental shift is why the rivalry between the United States and China has become so incredibly intense. It's not just about trade or influence. It's about who will write the rules for the next era of human history. To understand this conflict, you first need to understand each side's strengths. Let's start with America. The United States' primary strength is innovation and design. The US leads the world in advanced, fundamental technology research. Think about the most cutting-edge AI models, the ones that are changing our world right now. Most of them are developed by American companies. The strongest AI firms, the most powerful cloud computing platforms, and the most advanced chip designers are all based in the United States. You might think, well, a lot of chips are made in Asia, and you'd be right. But even when those chips are manufactured abroad, the most critical and complex designs, the blueprints, often come from American companies like NVIDIA, AMD, and Qualcomm. This leadership in design and fundamental research gives the US a massive structural advantage. It sits at the very beginning of the technology supply chain. Now, let's look at China. China's power comes from something different: scale and speed. China possesses the world's largest and most complete manufacturing ecosystem. It has a massive data pool, which is the lifeblood of modern AI. And it has powerful, coordinated state support for technology development. China produces an enormous volume of electronics, from smartphones to drones. It builds infrastructure, like 5G networks and high-speed rail, faster than any other major economy on the planet. And most importantly, it can deploy new technology at a national scale with incredible speed. This makes China extremely competitive, especially in applied technology. Where the US excels at inventing something new, China excels at implementing it, scaling it, and integrating it into society and industry. These are two very different, but equally powerful, strengths. This brings us to the single most important component in this entire conflict: semiconductors. Chips are the foundation of modern life. Your phone, your car, the AI systems you interact with, military weapons, are power grids. Absolutely nothing works without them. And the advanced chips required for things like AI are incredibly difficult to make. We're talking about manufacturing at a scale so small it's hard to even imagine. It requires extreme precision, highly specialized equipment that costs billions of dollars, and decades of accumulated research and expertise. And this is where the conflict becomes deadly serious. The most advanced chips in the world, the ones that are smaller than 7 nanometers, require a specific type of machine using extreme ultraviolet lithography, or EUV. Only one company in the world, ASML, in the Netherlands, can build these machines, and ASML relies on a global supply chain of components, many of which come from the United States and its allies. This creates a critical bottleneck, because the US and its allies control the central parts of this semiconductor supply chain. They have been able to restrict China's access to the most advanced chip-making technology. The goal is simple and direct: slow down China's progress in high-end computing and advanced artificial intelligence, which are seen as direct threats to American technological leadership and national security. Of course, China is not just standing still and accepting this. Its response has been massive and determined. China is investing hundreds of billions of dollars to build its own, fully independent semiconductor industry from the ground up. The national strategy is focused on self-reliance. They are pouring resources into developing domestic alternatives for everything from chip design software to manufacturing equipment. The goal is to completely eliminate their dependence on foreign technology. Now, progress has been slower and more difficult than Beijing planned. Building this kind of industry takes a very long time, but the direction is crystal clear. China sees chip independence not just as an economic goal, but as a top-tier national security priority. They are playing the long game. This brings us to the race for AI. AI is not just about chatbots or generating images. It has profound implications for almost every sector of society. It's revolutionizing military systems with autonomous drones and smart warfare. It's being used for mass surveillance and social control. It's reshaping financial markets with high-frequency trading algorithms. It's transforming healthcare and industrial automation. The country that leads in AI will have a significant advantage in all these areas. Right now, the situation is split. The US currently leads in what's called frontier AI research, the creation of the largest, most powerful, and most general models. But China leads in real-world deployment and, crucially, data volume. Because of its large population and different privacy laws, China has access to vast datasets that can be used to train and refine AI systems for specific applications. This creates a dynamic with two different strengths. America leads in raw innovation, creating the next big thing. China leads in implementation, putting AI to work in the real world at an unmatched scale. It's important to understand that this is not a short war. Technology wars don't end quickly. They are long, they are expensive, and they are structural. They are about rewiring the entire global economy. Neither the US nor China can win overnight. The United States wants to protect its technological edge, which it has held for decades. China wants to break free from technological dependence and become a leader in its own right. These two goals are in direct opposition, creating a fundamental and lasting conflict. And the impact of this conflict extends far beyond just the US and China. It affects the entire world. Global supply chains that were built over decades are now being reshaped and rerouted. Countries around the world are being forced to choose sides. Are they in the American tech ecosystem or the Chinese one? As a result, technology itself is becoming fragmented. Instead of one global, interoperable tech system, we may be heading towards a world with two parallel systems, one led by the US and one by China. This kind of fragmentation increases costs for everyone. It slows down global innovation, and it raises geopolitical risks. So, who controls the future? Right now, the United States still holds the advantage in the two most critical areas: the design of advanced semiconductors and groundbreaking AI research. But China has immense scale, unwavering national determination, and a clear, long-term strategy focused on self-sufficiency. The future will not be decided by one single breakthrough or one clever policy. It will be decided by consistency, by investment, and by the ability to adapt over the next several decades. In the end, this is not just a rivalry between two countries. It's a fight over the fundamental operating system of the future economy. Who sets the standards? Who controls the digital platforms that we all use? And ultimately, who will benefit the most from the next great technological revolution? The technology war has already begun, and its outcome will shape our world for generations to come. Thanks for watching. If you found this explanation valuable, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into the forces shaping our future.